All right, we are here and welcome. We are Galexis. And today, as we speak, this is Thanksgiving Day 2020. Now, by the time you see these, Thanksgiving will have been past, perhaps days, perhaps even weeks. But what we would like to suggest is that the theme of Thanksgiving, the message of Thanksgiving, is a very useful one to carry with you throughout the year, and especially at this particular time, because all these changes and evolutionary shifts that are going on, the speed is going breakneck now. Evolution is going really, really fast. And so it's not just a lot of chaos like it was earlier in this year. This is a building time. This is a time for you to pull your energies together to get yourself in the alignment so that you can address what's coming. And we're going to talk about that right away. First, though, we want to mention practice gratitude. The reason for it is that the more gratitude you have, the better the realities that you create. Because if you think about ungratefulness and you feel, frustrated and you focus on all those frustrations, your universe suggests to you, okay, you seem to want to focus on that. So here, let us give more of that to you. Okay, but if you focus on gratitude, then the universe says, oh, you want things to be grateful for. Here, have some more of those. So we would suggest that you practice thinking about at least 3 things that you can be grateful for, that you at least thankful, not feeling the deep gratitude. Well, at least feel thankful. Appreciate some things that are going right for you. Even if it may seem that so much is in turmoil and crazy and going wrong, focus on what's right so that you can give the universe the message, yes, I want more of these in my future, all right? So why are you needing to do this? You're needing to hold a resonance. You're needing to create a life track that goes through the most challenging time that's coming ahead. And we call it the hump, all right? The rates as of the end of November here of COVID-19 are just skyrocketing. It's just going up, 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 okay? Now, at some point, it can't just go up forever. At some point, it's going to level off, it's going to peak, and then it's going to come back down. That peak is what we call the hump. The hump is coming. The hump is coming this winter. It is coming in 2021. Now, you had some little ones, you had some little waves, but when you get to the big hump, that's when there is a shift in your relationship between you, all the people in the world, all the people in the virus, all the people in the way everybody approaches it and what everybody's doing with it, and so on, comes to a peak. That's the hump, all right? Now, for a lot of people, virus is very, very scary. And so to think, oh my gosh, it's going to be even more rampant, really, really tremendously rampant and crazy, and I'm scared. Well, then you need to go back to our June blog. In our June blog, we called it Spiritual Antibodies. It is about being aware of the message of the virus, of what the virus is offering. There is a kind of a quote-unquote gift, all right? But it's also attracted to some people more than others, all right? So in our June blog, we talked about spiritual antibodies. We recommend that if you are concerned or fearful about the virus, that you go and listen to that. And you listen to it every day until you get to a place where you realize, I choose not to have the virus, and that feels right now. I am confident of my relationship with this virus now. Okay, so that's why we would suggest that you do that if you are concerned. If you're not concerned, well, good, but you want to continue to keep your immune system strong because media is just filled with COVID stories. On one side or the other, resisting or fearing or whatever. Okay, and don't get wrapped up in all the anger and the fear and all that kind of thing. But it's going to be a bumpy ride for the world, actually, to come to that peak, to that hump. Along with the virus, there's also a political hump, especially for those of you in the U.S. This political hump comes as one administration shifts into the next administration. There's always a certain amount of chaos, but this time, this particular shift from one administration to another is marked with way more chaos than usual because right now you're in the midst of this whole transfiguration of energies. You're in the midst of the transformation, and it's time for you also, because you've been working on yourself all year, you've been dealing with the chaos all year, you need to get yourself also in alignment politically. So you get clear. Now, you may be very politically right-wing or left-wing. Okay, so, that's what you already are. But what we're talking about here is for you to get as clear as you can as what is the common connection between right and left. And the reason why we suggest this is because if you're focused on we're good, they're bad, or we know the right way and they're wrong, or any of that kind of duality or separation, then there's just going to be more schism, more separation, more conflict, more pain, more suffering, more struggle, all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's part of why we talked in July, in our July blog, about visioning the common threads, the bridge between right wing and left wing, how they come together, what it is that you all commonly want, okay? And if you don't feel strongly right or left wing, fine, maybe, but the middle is not what they call, quote unquote, centrist. We're talking about a vision of the future. We're talking about where you're heading. The centrism is basically part of the past. Most of it's kind of corporate, it's kind of, bland. But what we're talking about, the center this time, has to do with the integration of all the things that are luminous on both sides to bring the joy and the happiness and the love, the empowerment, the freedom, and the safety, and the trust in the divine plan that everybody wants, no matter what your political end of the spectrum, right? So if you feel that there's a lot of conflict in your political life and you don't feel really at peace about it, then go to our July blog and look out creating common denominators, creating the common resonance so that you can hold the frequency of healing. Okay? And also, of course, that in May, we also talked about how to find peace within yourself during the chaos. So that's always a handy reference as well. Okay, so we've built up a whole bunch of pieces of resources for you in our previous blogs. And that's just a few that we mentioned this year. The ones that we had last year as well are very powerful and very helpful to get through this great shift. But the key for you to hold your track to the beautiful future is to learn how to hold your resonance, hold your frequency. Okay, how do you do that? Dream and imagine what it's going to be like when the humps are over. What's going to be on the other side of the hump, right? Think about the relief. Think about the freedom. Think about, all right, now we can get down to work and do something, useful, and now we can think about something other than all of what we're angry at or fearful of or whatever. Or now we can kind of focus on what we want to do and where do we want to go forward from here. So think about what would it feel like to be there, and anchor it into your mind and heart as a positive vibration. The hump is over. The virus is abating. The politics, the violence there is abating. It's all calming down. It's coming down. It's coming down. All right? Now, we sense that even without a vaccine, the virus will end. Okay? So we just want you to know that if you are thinking, oh, I can never be safe, I can never, it will never be okay, I'll never feel safe, my world won't be okay until everybody's got the vaccine. Don't pin your hopes on the future to some external circumstances. Pin it on yourself, on your own resonance, on the frequency that you hold, on your own energy field, on your light, on your choices as a powerful being in this universe that's a free will universe, right? You are on track. Really, you are on track for the luminous new world. Not the New World Order, the luminous new world. Okay? This luminous new world is the Aquarian Age being applied, the new paradigm coming into practical application. And what is that? The Aquarian Age is an age of partnership, of community, of belonging, of the individual in their glory and respecting other beings. Because you see, what we've left is the Piscean Age. It's been over for a while. You're still in the chaos afterwards, but the Aquarian Age principles and the anchorings into the Aquarian Age happened in 2018. So now this is the fallout from it. This is the detox of the Piscean Age. This is the taking on of the Aquarian Age. And you want to do it personally as well as globally. So the idea is that you envision a reality in which your peeps, your people, your philosophy does not dominate anybody's, but coexists peacefully with people who have other philosophies. Now, it may be a hard stretch to imagine that, but the Aquarian Age is inclusive. It is a partnership. It is a negotiative. It is the individual making choice to respect and to be part of community. It is a greater and higher octave of belonging. It does not, when you're belonging to a community, it does not make you obedient, subservient, and submissive to that community. You don't have to practice surrendering. Surrendering is a Piscean thing. Domination over others and others surrendering and being dominated, a Piscean Age issue. Don't go there. Think of partnership, everyone working together, even if you have different opinions. Speak your mind, talk your truth, but respect each other, okay? What would that look like applied in politics? What would that look like applied in your medical system? What would that look like in your personal life? Hold the resonance. Hold that. Dream it. Imagine it. As we said at the beginning, evolution is going at a breakneck speed, and you've got to hold on for the ride. That means hold the resonance. No, all is going according to plan. You're on track, and it's all going to turn out well. Why? Because you're going to the new world. Some of you may choose to remain in the old world, and if you do, there's that dystopian future for you. But most of you are going to go into the new world. And if you're listening to us, you probably are going into the new world. So we are so delighted and happy that we are able to speak with you today about that. Hold the resonance. Keep up the resonance. Keep up your frequency. Know it's going to be okay. It will be okay. Empowerment, freedom, love. 3 of the principal founding pieces of the new world, of the new self that you are becoming, that you are expanding into. But the 4th one is the tricky one that most people have difficulty with, and that is trusting. That is finding safety, an intangible. There's not a physical safety available. Intangible. It's an experience of feeling safety and trusting your divine plan. You came here for these. You're on track. Your plan is functioning. Let it be. Work with it. Hold your resonance, dear ones. And may you have a glorious holiday season, 2020. Farewell.